So
Yeah.
there are going to be people who are not pleased. There are going to be people who are going to say, "Oh, he was funnier on Club Shay Shay." Da, 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 da. Of course, you're going to have that. Like
Those people like fart jokes.
Yes.
You say booger to them, and they just. Okay. I'm ready.
You sound like that weed whacker or whatever they was doing the other day when we got on.
I was just trying to channel it. I was trying to vibrate low, like the people who claim that they didn't like this special.
Not vibrate low.
Yeah.
I don't know how to vibrate low. We don't do that.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to, come down, if you will. Okay. So last night, as we record this, was the Katt Williams live stand-up special, Woke Foke. And we know earlier this year, Katt Williams broke the internet. And for a second, when I went to log on to Netflix, it was just spinning for a second. I said, "Oh, damn."
Here we go again.
And then it loaded. It loaded. Yeah, it was the Katt brand of comedy that I've come to expect. Yeah. But there are some people who are divided on it. There are people who said that they turned it off early, or there are people who said that they were upset because they just went to see the show, and so they watched this, and it's like it's the same jokes, but I'm just like, it's a tour. Like, but I myself, I had a good time. I don't know about these other people. But what about you? Like, what did you think about the? First of all, the live was actually live, and it started on time.
Yes. So shout out to Netflix. We are glad that y'all got y'all's live programming together, because a lot of us remember the debacle that was the Love is Blind reunion last year. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Ohio's finest, Katt Williams. And as an Ohio girl, I must say that. Yeah, shout out to Katt. And I loved how he had the street signs, not the street signs, but like the location signs on the stage with him of all the different places he like lived, I guess, or called home. Yeah. But that's not what you asked me. You asked me if I had a good time, and I absolutely had a good time. Like you said, it was the brand of comedy that I have come to expect from Katt Williams. And I will say, for me, it was better than the last Netflix special that Katt Williams did. I don't know if you remember that one about 2 years ago. I didn't love it.
That was like the political one, right?
Yeah, I didn't love it. But this one, I had a good time.
Yeah, I think that when you compare it to that, because I did think about that too, it's like a second wind where he's like, okay, let me get back on track.
Let me get back to the funny.
And what people have to realize is that when you're doing a comedy tour, a lot of times you're working out the material, especially when there's a deal on the end of that to have a special, like a filmed special. So a lot of times you're on tour, you're working out the material, and then when it's time to film, you pretty much got it down. So if you went to see the show or whatever, and you felt some kind of way watching this,
literally so. And get over it.
But I have an issue with the low vibrational people who seem to miss the point. Like they want Pimp Chronicles, but Katt's way older than that now.
Yes.
He's a different person now. And to see evolution in someone's like comedic lineup is ideal. In the words of, I think Jay-Z said, if you want my old stuff, buy my old albums. Something like that.
Yes. So, and it's like we're never gonna get Pimp Chronicles again, because he is a different person. Life has happened, evolution has happened, and Pimp Chronicles already happened. And for me, watching this, of course I thought about Pimp Chronicles, but it made me say to myself, like, dang, I need to go back and watch Pimp Chronicles, because it's been years. But it made me like have an appreciation.
You literally can, and it still holds up. It's still funny. It's still relevant. So you're just looking at different levels of, you know, a comedic genius. I had no problems with it. I will say this. The funniest moment for me was was the reaction to the blind kid playing football.
I just wanted y'all to see that with me.
Yeah,
because it was.
Yeah,
it was
have you heard of that before?
I had actually seen that video before online. I had seen it before.
Ready. I was,
but ready. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, and then we of course know, based on the title of the special, Woke Folk, that there's going to be some different kind of like trends that a lot of comedians have touched on. The idea of being woke. We know Katt Williams is not afraid to converse about conspiracy theories and the like. And I think he brought that to the table. And what I think has happened is, as he's matured and he's gotten information that he is into, that he dissects how he wants, and it can be funny. I think that a lot of people who just want raunchy, low vibrational comedy it's going over their heads.
Yes, I'm so glad that you said that, because that was the thought I had as I was watching this. I was like, oh, a lot of these jokes are gonna go over people's heads. A lot of these jokes is like, a lot of y'all are not gonna get it, and some of y'all are gonna go back and rewatch it and then get it. But a lot of this first time went way over people's heads because they're expecting this like slapstick, really stupid, over the top funny. But Katt has never been that. If you go back and really watch his stuff, he's never really given that.
Yeah, he's always been grounded in his comedy and like his references and stuff like that. It's just like the comparison that you and I talked about offline, where I was saying that people, even though there were many people that watched the Club Shay Shay interview, and also many people that watched the Joe Rogan interview, it was two totally different conversations, thus two totally different audiences. You didn't see the ranting and raving of the Joe Rogan interview like you did for the Club Shay Shay, because there were far less shenanigans and just like conspiracy talk, you know, kind of getting on that sort of level, changing the pace a bit, showing that he's versatile, that he can, you know, chat about stuff in different arenas and things like that with different audiences. And then the Club Shay Shay thing was just boom, 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 you know, silly stuff, right?
Yes.
And I think that we live in a society now that, unfortunately, people like soundbite comedy.
Yep.
They become accustomed to just like, what's the punchline straight away, right?
Correct.
The people who are watching this right now, if they haven't made it this far to me saying these exact words, those are the people that I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
The people who have already like, oh, this is taking too long. This is too hard.
You
know what I mean? And it's like, that's a you problem. That's your attention span. That's your lack of depth or perception. Like, you can't take in a lofty joke.
And if you're looking for that type of comedy or that type of entertainment, it's there. There are absolutely people on the internet who are giving that. And if that's what you're looking for, then great. But Katt has never been that type of comedic, as far as I can see.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with anybody that was just like, oh, it's not funny, I didn't like it, you know.
But you know what? And I also thought about this, him coming off this Club Shay Shay interview, which was, you know, we all know what it was. Like, it did what it did. And him coming off of that, I mean, it was honestly, the pressure and the expectations for this were going to be high regardless. So there are going to be people who are not pleased. There are going to be people who are going to say, oh, he was funnier on Club Shay Shay, da, 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 da. Of course you're going to have that. Like,
those people like fart jokes.
Yes.
You say booger to them and they just
yeah.
He said booger. He said snot. Like,
yeah.
Come on, are you 5?
A lot of them, yes.
All in all, I had a good time. I'm here for all things Katt Williams. I think that when we go down the list, people always have a list of like their favorite actors, favorite comedians, etc. When you go down the list of comedians, like funny comedians, I think that people have to really start to adjust their list because they will say, you know, oh, Eddie Murphy was so funny, you know, et cetera, et cetera. These people don't do stand-up comedy anymore.
Right.
Katt Williams has stayed with it the whole time because it's what he's really passionate about. If you're not actively doing the thing, I think some people might need to rework their list because there's no way you are talking favorite Black comedians and Katt's not in your top 5.
No way.
Or dare I say top 3.
No way. Now I do want to know, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts on this. The fact that it was live, the live aspect of it, do you feel like that was necessary? Do you feel like it made a difference? I'm just curious to know your thoughts.
Here's what I like about the live aspect. Number one is I think Netflix should continue to make it special when there is a live event.
Okay.
And what that does is I think it recreates the experience that you and I grew up with, where we all sit down and watch the same thing at a set time.
Yeah.
Even though you'll have the people who will, you know, lag, I'll watch it later because it's going to be available later, whatever. To have that community of people. That's why some of the shows that we know about, you know, in the popular zeitgeist was because you had no choice but to sit and watch one of 5 shows at a set time, right?
Right.
So if everybody's sitting down and watching the Cosby Show, everybody, when you go to school the next day or you go to work the next day, has watched the same thing. This creates that kind of energy around a special event. So I do think in that regard it's necessary, but I don't want them to get to a point where they overuse it. You know, just keep it special, maybe a monthly thing, something like that. But I like the idea of it being live. I do think that this was a good time to use that.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. And then I also thought about like being in a comedy club or at a comedy show. You do get the hecklers. You do get people laughing extremely loud and yelling things at the stage. And then the comic is responsive to that. Like there really is no editing involved. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. It felt a little bit more natural. So yeah. Ooh.
What?
One more. I'm sorry. I need to ask you this. What was up with the Jamie Foxx bits?
Jamie Foxx.
He was coming for Jamie Foxx in his bit.
Oh, okay. So, for me, it was just the conspiracy of the thing. I didn't read too far into it, but I know that, you know, he just likes the idea that there was some conspiracy. Like we said before, you know, we don't know if they cloned Jamie.
Yes, y'all been saying that they cloned Jamie since forever. I understand. Okay.
But, you know, it was just a conspiracy of the thing. And
because that was the only part that I was like, okay, I'm missing something. There's something that I'm not getting here. Like, Jamie, I thought he was going to talk about him playing pickleball. And I was like...
Not pickleball.
But we never went there. It just kept being about this mystery illness. And I was like, no, but the man was in a coma, so they say. So I don't know.
But I think they wanted him to talk about more things that were going on or be a voice, because they feel like if there's some people who seem to get away with saying whatever, that he's one of them. And I think some people were let down by that. But I'm always like, okay, if I don't know much about something, I'm not going to try and like give you a full rant in my opinion on something, especially on a like platform where people are hanging on to my words, right?
Yes.
So, you know, I didn't expect him to be talking about any wars or things like that. I didn't expect it, but people did.
Yeah,
I didn't. I saw that there was some conversation around, but why has he got to be your voice? Turn your phone on and go.
Listen.
But yeah. I'm here for Katt. I'm here for Katt.
So, always.
We're ready for the next thing now, Katt. Already. I'm ready for the next
already.
But also before we go, I'm gonna need to see Katt Williams in some more shows and movies ASAP.
You as a character?
Yeah.
I agree. I enjoyed him so much in Atlanta. Obviously, he got the Emmy for that, but I feel like that's the last. Is that the last time we've seen him in something?
I'm not sure, but it feels like it. It feels like it, but I'm just like, I need that. So I think he's back on track in a major way. And I think that the Club Shay Shay thing proved his power, his relevancy, and his worth. And that whatever he got paid for the Netflix thing,
baby.
He probably gonna chill for a little bit before he does something else.
I thought about that. I was like, how much was that check?
Plenty check.
Plenty.